Wednesday morning and my intention this week was to start the vlog on Monday. Of course it was. But this week I'm having just a very chilled, intuitive week. And what I mean by that is, as a creative, I will put in my diary things like film a video then, do this then. Sometimes you've just not got the creative juices, and I am really learning to honour that. Even though I'm nearly 2 years into being self-employed, reminding myself that it's okay to go a little bit slower and not always be thinking about growth and pushing things out. It's a constant reminder and constant learning. So yeah, I had put on my list of things to do today to film some videos. I'm just not feeling it, but I thought actually I can vlog about this, talk about this experience as a creative, and actually just talk a little bit more about what I'm doing to feel calmer, because I've really realised recently, I don't think slow living was what I was really aspiring for. It was calm living, and there's definitely a crossover between the two, but I just want to feel calm. That is the aim and the goal, and I definitely feel so much calmer than I did 2 years ago. But I think there's still a way to go and things to do, and I just want to be really honest and open about that, and as always share my experience with it. So yeah, this week is a slow, calm week, and yeah, I'm just sitting with that, and that's okay. This morning I've already had breakfast. As I mentioned in last week's vlog, I'm really trying to think more about nutrition and eat high protein meals and snacks. So had my breakfast bagel, taken my supplements. This is the most consistent I have ever been with supplements, and I mean, without going into too much detail, I had a little bit of like a health wake-up call. I've had a few this past year where I'm like, oh okay, I am nearly 30, I'm 29 in July, next month. I just want to look after myself and make sure I'm doing everything I can to feel my best and feel calmer. So yeah, I take the daily multi-nutrient and also magnesium. I do have a discount code for Wild Nutrition. I think it gets you £15 off. It's not an affiliate referral, it's just one that you can get being a customer. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link to that in the description box. I've actually started seeing an acupuncturist. I had my second session on Monday, and I think she said that I'll start seeing results after 6 weeks. But already I feel like just having that moment of calm to lie on the bed and unable to move because you've got these needles in you has been really amazing. So I'm enjoying that. And I'm surprised actually by how calm I feel in the setting, because I am not a needles person. I've fainted having blood taken before. I'm just, it's not for me. But somehow this is, and I'm feeling good from it. So yeah, that's how I've started my morning. I mean, the sun's coming in and out. I really want to finish the marriage portrait. This is our book club pick for the Story Social for June. I'm pretty much halfway through, and the book club's next week, so I really need to crack on. And it's funny because my friend Molly, who I run the book club with, we are kind of at the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of reading. She's been reading for so many years. She has a degree in English literature. I started reading fiction properly last year, so I kind of like that we've come together, because our hope is that it makes the book club just feel more accessible, because there are so many book clubs that I definitely just wouldn't feel like I fit into. First though, I'm going to make a cup of tea and actually make a list of the things that I do actually need to get done today and be realistic about that. I've come to my office in my little corner, and I've decided to do a couple of admin bits, because going outside and having that little break was just what I needed to give me a little bit more energy and just feel like I want to do a couple of bits. I'm about to make some lunch, and this is a really random lunch that I'm having, inspired by Fleur de Force. I don't know what her last name is. Fleur on YouTube, obviously you'll all probably know her. She's been a YouTuber for a very long time. She uploaded a vlog the other day and shared her lunch, and she was like, it's really random, no one's probably interested in this. I was interested, and it's now what I'm having for lunch because it looked really nice. It's basically a wrap. I'm just waiting for this to defrost. Sticky rice. Main thing in it, kimchi. avocado and cucumbers, although it's slightly more faffy for me because I don't have a microwave, so I'm having to do the rice on the hob, which isn't ideal. If you also don't have a microwave, let me know, because part of me is tempted to get one, but I've gone 3 years without one, and the thing is, the reason that we don't have one is because our kitchen is just so small, and it felt like such a big thing to have for such limited space, but I kind of am at the point where I'm like, it would be very convenient, so yeah, it's probably time. Lunch was delicious, very random but really nice, and now, this is probably way too many, I've got some strawberries, because strawberries right now, if you're not getting strawberries in this current season, you need to add them to your shopping list. They are the juiciest, nicest, freshest strawberries. You can probably see some, I've got them around my mouth. I just did a TikTok about it actually, because I just felt inspired to share how good eating seasonal foods are, not just for your health, but I think just like your sense of connection to the food, the presence it brings, and just keeping in tune with the cycles and seasonal living. So yeah, public service reminder to stock up on strawberries while they're their juiciest and most amazing. I think I'm going to take my laptop outside and do a little bit of writing from there, because I don't have any internet access out there, and I find that's really amazing because it means that I can't be distracted or go on any random websites that aren't relevant to what I'm writing about. It's actually mine and my husband's 13th anniversary. I was about to say wedding anniversary, definitely not our 13th wedding anniversary, but when we decided to become boyfriend and girlfriend 13 years ago on the 19th of June, which is just wild. So I think we've decided that we're going to go out for food this evening and just have a little celebration and mark the occasion, because, I mean, we both forgot, because we mostly just celebrate our wedding anniversary now. But I thought actually, it's a nice milestone to mark. I'm expecting Jay to be home any minute now, so no doubt he's going to come through the front door. I think I mentioned it, we're going to go out for dinner at just somewhere close to where we live. I've got on these jeans. You're probably sick of seeing these. I'm a little bit sick of seeing them, but I love them. They're from Suzanne. Obviously they've got these little floral patterns on. This shirt's actually Suzanne as well. I just love their clothes. Little scrunchy. Can't remember where this is from actually, but it's pretty new. And yeah, I'm probably just going to wear Birkenstocks so it's not too dressed up. I usually wear these jeans with a white t-shirt, but then I thought actually if we're going out for dinner, I just want to feel nice and we're marking a special occasion. I think after dinner we're just going to come back and relax in the garden and just have an evening together and make the most of it. So I'm going to check back in with this vlog tomorrow, and also actually, funny, there we go. It's Thursday morning and it's actually summer solstice today. So happy summer solstice. It'll be a few days late when you're watching this because it'll be going out on Sunday. But yeah, it's summer solstice and I'm feeling really good. It's a beautiful day here. Went for a morning walk, as you'll have seen, done a little bit of journaling, and I will leave actually some journal prompts in the description of this video that I used, because it was just really nice to reflect. And yeah, I mean, you all know that I love journaling anyway. I'm probably going to do some more later, because I'm actually getting ready to go for a little co-working date with my friend Jess. She has a business called Co's Interiors, which I'll leave linked below. She's an interior designer and she just has this really specific, unique style that is really gorgeous. So yeah, I'm going to meet up with her. We're going to do some work together, have a little catch up because I've not seen her in ages. Just having my morning smoothie in here. I've got spinach, strawberries, and then that's pretty much it. I topped it up with water and then put in my Wild Nutrition, like my protein supplement thing. And it's pretty good. Good morning friends, it's Friday and I thought I'd quickly show you this little thing that I'm doing with my hair. Very random, but I basically blow dry it. Should have showed it before I took the clip out. And I twist it around, put it in a clip, and then when I take it out of the clip, I mean I hope that this works now. That's my toes popping. I've got a little wave. And I've seen some people do this, and this is, if my hair is drier, I did this when it was, I'd say, like 95 to 96% dry, if we're getting specific. It was still a little bit wet in places, but if it was really bone dry, I would separate it out and do it on both sides rather than putting it all in one. But I just wanted a really soft wave. And it's delivered. Just thought I'd share that. I feel like with these tips you have to have a certain hair type for things to work. My hair is naturally wavy, so it will just hold this for the day, but yeah, it means that I don't have to use a curler to get a little bit of a wave. As you'll have seen this morning, we went for a walk quite early again. We both said how good it made us feel to get out so early yesterday, so we thought, you know what, we'll do it again, especially while this weather's really nice. And then came home and did a little bit of yoga in the garden, which was nice, because Jay very rarely practices yoga with me, and he's into golf, and I've been saying for years, look, this is really going to help to open your chest, bring you a sense of calm and mindfulness while you play, and I think that it's finally rubbed off. So yeah, we did some yoga together, which was really nice. Today, I don't think I've mentioned this in the vlog yet, we're actually going to Manchester again. Last week we saw Foo Fighters on Thursday. This week, tonight, we're seeing Green Day, which I wouldn't have bought tickets for this. I like some of Green Day's music, but I didn't really, like as a kid growing up, it wasn't my first pick. My brother would listen to it, so I kind of knew the band from that. Well, I remember, I probably should have shared this earlier on in the vlog, the yoga practice that I taught on Tuesday evening for summer solstice. I'm gonna leave the replay live to purchase until Sunday, until this video goes up. Actually, I'll do it until Monday, so you've got a chance. So if you did want to join me for that practice, but you couldn't make it or you didn't know it was on, I'll leave a link to it in the description box of this video so you can practice yoga with me if you fancy it. I was just set up filming a reel and I thought, actually, let me continue this and chat to you about seasonal living, because I haven't really mentioned it in a vlog and I'm talking about it a lot on TikTok and Instagram and on other places. And it just brings me so much joy and so much happiness. So I was like, you know what, let's channel this into this week's video. Seasonal living, the name basically gives it away, but it's living in alignment with the season that you're in. Naturally, you'll already naturally be living seasonally in some areas of your life. But what's happened probably over like the past 50 years is that it's become too easy to not live in alignment with the seasons. You know, we have strawberries in the supermarkets in December when they're not in season. We work the same amount of hours regardless of the time of year. Most typical jobs do anyway. So the way that we live our lives really isn't in alignment with nature and how we're meant to. This really resonates because I typically have to sleep more in winter than the summer, so the amount I sleep has probably gone down by like an hour and a half a night, and I feel just as energetic and just as good. I'm finding that early morning walks are so good for me, whereas obviously I'm not going to go for a walk at 6 o'clock in the morning in winter when it's pitch black outside. So really it is about reviewing the things that you do currently and thinking, how can I make this fit the season that I'm in? So of course there's eating more seasonal foods, things like strawberries, tomatoes, garlic is going to be really amazing from July. I mean, in the shops already, it's just like so nice and juicy. Blackberries from the end of August, going out blackberry picking. There are so many foods, you just Google it. I mean, I just do this every single month. Pop into Google, seasonal foods for June, and then try and find some new recipes based on that. Not only does it make your food shop cheaper, but it's nice because you discover new recipes, you're eating foods that are more nutrient dense and they're probably going to be grown in the UK. I found that not only am I trying new recipes and doing new things, but that my food tastes better because it's actually in season, and I just feel more connected to the process and how it's actually grown. So yeah, really been enjoying that. And another thing is just thinking about your routines and rituals. So for example, after work, because I do tend to typically work till 5:30, like that just does work for me most days. instead of going into the living room and sitting and watching TV or reading and doing those kind of cozy activities that I do in autumn and winter, instead we're going out for walks, reading in the garden, going for a swim, doing something in the evening that is making the most of the light, because I've had this so many years before where I feel like summer passes me by and I haven't made the most of it. So living seasonally, especially in summer, is appreciating that light and using that energy that it gives us to do the things that we maybe haven't got around to doing before and we kind of have more energy to do now, but also just being outside in nature and making the most of that. I made a TikTok the other day, and one of my favourite things to do this time of year is have a nap outside. I know that this is so random, but there is something really healing for me about falling asleep outside. Sounds really weird now. Whether that's like in my garden, or the first time I experienced it actually was a few years ago. Me and Jay had done a walk in the Peak District. We laid out our little picnic blanket and we ended up falling asleep for just 20 minutes. And I woke up and just felt so nourished and amazing. And I was like, why do we not sleep in nature more often? It was just, yeah, a really nice experience. So just doing things like that, going for picnics, just lovely little ways that you can romanticise the summer months and make the most of it. Alongside it being a really good time to make the most of all of those seasonal things, there is definitely a thing of feeling ungrounded this time of year. I definitely sense it. And I think the combination of how light the days are, how busy everyone's schedules are, the fact that, you know, at 5 o'clock, the birds are up, they're tweeting away, and the world is just busy. Like, everything around us is busy, growing, busy, thriving. Sometimes that can leave us feeling overwhelmed and unsettled and not as grounded as we might feel in winter. So also thinking about balancing out the busyness with more quiet periods. I'm really reconnecting with yoga at the minute. I've probably mentioned yoga a few times in this vlog. I'm just like, my meditation practices, yoga nidra, I'm just really thoroughly enjoying it. And that for me is my grounding time. Also actually reading in the garden and just having those little nature naps, they just really help to balance things out and leave me feeling good. And the morning walks. Although they're leaving me feeling really energized as well, because it's just so bright and yeah, really lovely. So yeah, there's my little seasonal living spiel. Let me know if you live in this way. I started doing this in, I think it would have been, well, when would it have been? I think 2021 going into 2022, when I'd first moved to Nottinghamshire and I was living here. I read Wintering by Catherine May. I always talk about this book, but it's one of my favourites, and it's what introduced me to this idea of living within cycles, and it's just really helping to support my well-being and has continued to since. And spring and summer is just, I mean, you know what, I actually love, I have a love for all of the seasons now. I used to hate winter and just crave these summer months. And although I do love the sunny weather and it does really brighten me up, I think that, you know, we don't have light without darkness, and I've come to appreciate those other times. Anyway, I'm going to finish my cup of tea. I'm going to edit the video that I just filmed for Instagram Reels, which is basically talking about my experience with my solo stay and encouraging anyone to just do those things that they have had on their list of things to do for years, but have maybe felt so out of their comfort zone, or they've not kind of given themselves permission to do. Because I realised that was definitely the case with the solo trip for me. I was just like, yeah, I just didn't allow myself to do it. And now I've done it, I'm thinking, why didn't I do that sooner? And I've actually booked so many other things this summer that are on my own. And I think it's just given me the courage to do it, of, yeah, why not? So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna finish my tea, do that. And then I'm pretty sure after that, Jay will be home and we'll be heading to Manchester for